Okay, welcome to another episode of the podcast or the video, whether you're watching it directly on YouTube or if you're listening to this on the Customer Bloom podcast. My name is Matt Coffy. I'm the CEO and founder of Customer Bloom. We do these daily journal reads. Every once in a while, I write in a journal every single day, or at least most of the days, and I read some of these to help sort of define some of the things that are going through my head to give back some experience and some strategies that have worked for me, and also to really think about the ways that we go to business, whether you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner or someone who's very interested in trying to grow their business. These readings have been helpful, and I appreciate all the feedback we've had from people who are listening to these and giving positive comments on some of the reads that I've done. Without further ado, we'll get into today's session, which is mantras. The promise you keep to yourself. Now, what's interesting about this one is I said mantras, not mantra, because there's multiple feelings that I have here that there's other things besides the standard sort of namby-pamby or airy-fairy type of mental level, but there's another physical layer here, and I'm going to go through this read and we're going to talk through the mantras that I have and that these themes that there are really are interesting. So what's interesting about this is that what do you stand for? That's really what we're talking about. What is a mantra, right? Most of us really don't have to lift heavy objects or concern ourselves about mapping out a route to China. But our job is mentally and emotionally really dealing with the responsibility of handling others, especially if you're in marketing like we are or if you're dealing with people. The world and the word of the mantra, for me, sums it up is integrity. So my first mantra is integrity. And what does that mean? Doing what you say and saying what you do. Really going to make the difference in most of your life. If you do what you say you're going to do and you execute, you'll get much further ahead than most, because a lot of people have limited integrity because they just don't really encapsulate everything that they have to accomplish. And this happens every single day in a business, which is that people overpromise and underdeliver. And that's the marketing world that we sort of deal with, and some of the things that you have to think about when you set up realistic goals and you set up realistic time frames and realistic duties for people. With the stresses that put our business and the shoulders of others' burdens, we have to really match our collective planning and distribution of this mental labor. My mantra has also been to think clearly and provide enthusiasm for the future. Now that's a leadership trait. Leadership is extremely challenging, and when the storms blow, there's extreme amount of mental stress. But that's when the extraordinary effort kicks in. When you have to keep the promise to others, that's where you start to shine. We all can keep promises to ourselves. I think that's really important. But the integrity of keeping your promise to others is a far, far greater value in the long run because you're creating those connections that are trusted. Now, keeping the positive attitude and the attitude above the mundane issues is a critical factor for forward momentum. My job is really to be a leader of a company, and that's only accomplished by taking 100% responsibility for my results and managing expectations properly. A greater mantra is to actually lead by results, a matter of proper communication and follow through that will secure the position for long-term growth. So the message here in the mantra is really beyond integrity, is being 100% in charge of results. And that really to me is the no blame zone. There are no problems, there are no issues, there are only results or non-results. So when you think about this in a daily battle that you face, being concerned with having issues and complaining about problems is the last thing you want to do. You want to take ownership of results and be 100% aware that those results, whether good or bad, are under your own control. And you can decide whether or not you want to do something about it or complain. And complaining today, I find, is the most ridiculous thing to do because we have so much opportunity. The challenge is always going to be to mentally think through these and be on the offense. So, we are here to think about the fortunate capabilities that business moves so fast. And how do you build the systems to develop scale? The mantra is beyond mental here. Okay. So, the truth is that we don't have all the answers. However, we will figure this out. Meaning that there aren't solutions that are ready off the shelf. You're going to have to invent them. And that's where the physical part that comes in, and I said that from the very beginning, is that this is partially the physical attributes of being strong and having a very, let's just say, strong constitution to be able to understand and weather the storms and figure things out. The truth is that we don't have all the answers, and that our resolve is really our mantra in this space of hard work. So there is the hustle and the hard work side of this business, which involves taking action and execution. Now, thinking isn't cheap. When we're critical to hold on to the core of a company, we, us, them, it's, all the connections, we must take up by all other accord to never give up, no matter what. And that's the final mantra. So there's the integrity, there is the capabilities to do hard work because you're going to have to hustle, and you're going to have to know that there's going to be times when you just can't have an answer and you're going to have to figure it out. And then there's the never give up. To me, those three main central mantras are under my wing as being my promise I keep to myself. Hope this helps, and make it a triumphant day, and we'll see you in the next episode.